Welcome everybody to another edition of Historical Geocaching on the Road with geocacher Dean and Photobug from Chattanooga, Tennessee, who's currently travel caching and visiting the Greenfield Village, an outdoor history museum in Dearborn, Michigan. Let's have some fun exploring this awesome historic place. Okay, that is in fact correct. I am going to not ride third time. It is fun riding the carousel, but I think my sister likes riding it a little bit more than I do. There's some other really cool sights here I want to show you in Greenfield Village. Right now we're going to check out that roundhouse that our Model T driver recommended to us. Ever since I was a little kid, I've just loved trains. When we started coming back here, I was a little kid all the way back in 2002 probably, I would always come to the Railroad Junction section of the Roundhouse first, because I really like trains a lot. And so I think the train just left, so you can't see that, but some other cool sights that I want to show you, such as this Smith's Creek Depot. Let's see what is here. I believe this has something to do with Thomas Edison, though I'm not quite sure. Really cool place. I think.
Until the word's fake, it would be you just made it that you did the word, you just made it on that's what
Yeah, that'd be a real quick space.
Okay.
But yeah, it would take a while, you know, listening over and over. It's like learning another.
Okay, I talked to the very nice lady inside Smith's Creek Depot. She told me a little bit more about the history of this. It was built in 1858. It is now restored to what it would look like in the Civil War time period. And Thomas Edison did work here, and well, actually, let me rephrase that. He really liked to experiment. Of course, you know, he ended up being an inventor. So he would sell newspapers and candy and different things on the train when he was, I think, a teenager. And he would telegraph and wire ahead to the different stations about the different news, the different big Civil War battles or things like that. And then when he actually got to that station, he would be assured of newspaper sales because everyone wanted to know the details of what had happened. And also, he really liked to experiment. As I said, he had a baggage car on the train that the conductor let him do experiments in. Well, one time a fire erupted and he got put out, but the conductor was really angry and threw him off this train. So and he threw him off this train at this particular station. So on we go to explore some more of Greenfield Village. Big water tower. Just completed this challenge yesterday, but there is a worldwide challenge to get your picture by a wacky water tower. That's a perfect spot to do it. And as you'll see, looks like some crane or something there. But yeah, let's see what else we can find here. Okay, I just had to come over here to see this crane a little closer. It says Detroit River Tunnel Company, #1. Crane here, excuse me. And the water tower there. Some of the cars, and way over there is the depot. But now we're actually going to go into the roundhouse proper. Okay, before we go into the roundhouse proper, I want to show you this turntable that you can turn. I'm not going to turn it, but you see them turning that. It is like a huge heavy turntable, but actually with just a few men doing it, it doesn't take that hard to push to do it. And it's, yeah, pretty easy. I actually have to work on stopping it. But see that right there? There's the Roundhouse. The Detroit, Toledo, and Milwaukee Roundhouse. It is one of only like 6 or 7 working roundhouses in the world, I mean in the United States, and the only one in the Midwest. And that actually still works on steam locomotives. Okay, I just had to pause for get some pictures of all these really cool doors. And right here, I'm going to take you to the location of a challenge that I have created a couple weeks ago. Come in here. That's how you come into the Roundhouse. It says Roundhouse entrance. And here we are in the Roundhouse, this huge locomotive. And see over some machinery here. And that's a Baldwin locomotive, which I believe they're working on for several years. I'm going to hopefully one day have it run out here on the Greenfield Village line, which is called the Weiser Railroad. Okay, we are here still in the Roundhouse. You can see my dad is helping me. He's turning that wheel, and he is completing a geocaching photo challenge, because there's a challenge here I've created called Make a Locomotive Go. You turn this wheel and you make a locomotive go, and it tells you, you learn all about how steam locomotive works. And so that's a cool challenge. I hope some people will complete it soon. And I just did a 180 from that locomotive, the challenge there. It's a board telling what's going on here. They, I guess, have it restored to 1920, and so today is July 13, 1920 instead of July 13, 2012. It says the mechanics on duty are Tom, Matt, and Dave. The engineers are Justin and Chris. Firemen is Gene. Conductors are Al and Jim. The locomotives and their status. The Torch Lake, which also runs here on the Weiser Railroad, is standby. The Atlantic is in display, and I'll show you that one in a second. The Edison is in service, the one I showed you at the start of this video, and both of the Baldwins are under restoration. But now, we go up. Upstairs where you can see more of the Roundhouse. See, they're moving it. It actually goes quite easily when you get a few people having a go. House. You can see, I think these are the Baldwins being worked on. And it looks like there's a caboose there they're also working on. And this is just a really cool area. And so we are going to continue exploring the Roundhouse. I'm going to go down some stairs and see the Atlantic locomotive. Look at it. This is the Atlantic locomotive. It's restored not to its original shape, but it's been fancied up by Henry Ford. He really liked it. And I'm going to do something that I think you would have never thought possible. I, without dying, am going to go under a locomotive. Yes, that's true. I am going to go down these stairs very carefully. I think I'm going to make a challenge here to go under a locomotive and not die. Because look what we have here. There is the locomotive. And I am underneath it. Isn't this awesome? Okay, that was just too awesome. I just got my picture and coordinates for the challenge I'm going to complete there. I'm going to create there, excuse me. And here, out here. Looks like we got the Torch Lake locomotive right there. Which is super, super cool. I hope they don't start it right now. But I think they might be powering that up soon. And goodbye, Roundhouse. It's fun to see you, but on we go to more things at Greenfield Village. Here's a place which is quite amazing. I don't think I've ever been here. And on this decade that I have been here, I've never seen this. It says Hank's Silk Mill. And the Hanks family ran this mill, which is believed to be the first water-powered silk mill in the United States. Interesting. Let's see what we can learn. So what is this? I don't think I've ever been here before.
Welcome to our silk mill.
Okay.
Are you by yourself?
For the moment.
Is she coming in?
My family's
This
in
is very interesting.
yeah, I was gonna say my family's in another part of the village.
Oh, well, okay. This is our silk mill.
Okay.
This building was built by two brothers, Horace and Henry Hanks, in Mansfield, Connecticut, back in 1810.
Okay.
Their family had been involved in producing silk in the colonies since the 1700s, and they became the largest producers of silk in the colonies until about 1850.
Wow.
When other industries were developing that were much more profitable and productive. Now, silk is very labor intensive and can be very risky, so it didn't pay. They gave up producing silk. So this was their first mill. They built a much larger mill and they progressed. This was water powered, and the water wheel, of course, would be outdoors, but Henry Ford had put in pillars so that you could see how a water wheel works.
Neat.
And the Hanks built the machinery. However, it was destroyed in a fire, and the village craftsmen rebuilt all the machinery from their original plans.
Neat.
When Henry Ford first had the building brought here, he had the white mulberry trees planted. The leaves of the white mulberry tree are this particular silkworm's food. We get the cocoons imported, and this is a cocoon.
Let's see. That's really soft.
Now, it's a dead worm inside. Every time I tell the story, it's
No
it's
problem.
a different group,
No
and
problem.
I kind of rearrange it. Okay, we get the cocoon imported. We boil them to soften up the threads, outer threads. And it's rather windy. There's a nice breeze blowing through here today, but it's drying the threads and the threads keep breaking, so I'm having a little difficulty
Wow.
with cocoons. You see how fine this thread is?
Mm-hmm.
One cocoon can yield 400. Now I have a single thread.
Wow.
400 to 1,000 yards of this
Wow.
fine silk thread. We don't get that much here, you know, because we don't have the best cocoon. This
Sure.
is for demonstration.
Sure.
Now you would have to have 10 to 12 of these threads twisted together in order to make a sewing thread, you know, that would be strong enough. This is for demonstration, and I did have 6, but it looks like I only have 5. Okay, we put them in this warm water, and we put the threads across the felt board, and we keep this stamp, and this mechanism twist these threads together into a single thread on the reel. Good morning, welcome to our
Thank you, thank you.
Excuse me.
Turn on the electric, and you'll see the cocoon bouncing in the water. See them bouncing in the water? So this means the threads are unwinding. Threads are unwinding, going across this felt board, and this mechanism is twisting all these threads together into a single thread on the reel.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, enjoy your day.
Thank you, thank you.
What are those white things about?
Okay, that was most definitely awesome. I've never been in there before. Really neat to learn some new things. And I'm going to continue on exploring Greenfield Village. Here is the Wright cycle shop. That's right. One of the original Wright cycle shops. But right here, looks like they have new from last year. Here's some phonographs and another store. Main Street Emporium. Let's check this out.
Oh, this sounded interesting.
It's like a little store.
Matthew, leave. Matthew, leave.
A little store.
Matthew, leave.
But anyway, that's kind of neat. I've never seen that before. I believe this is the Wright. Wrights had actually 4 cycle shops, bicycle shops, but I believe this was their largest and 4th cycle shop. That they did build their airplane in the back of this shop.
They were worried about their wings icing up.
Warm up the wings, guys, we're gonna take off.
Yeah, and it's actually quite cold there in the winter because I was stationed near there.
Oh, yeah. They said that when they got up that morning, there was ice on the sand.
And here's, I believe, a model of part, or a replica of part of their airplane that they built to fly at Kitty
The
Hawk.
other reason they did 200 people were working on it tonight.
There were other people, well, there were other people, but they didn't, and I think they were still having problems with the other one.
Oops.
Yeah.
And that's what they want to do.
Look at that. And what's funny is that we just a few days ago went through both the hometowns of the Wright brothers and the Wright brothers and Neil Armstrong. And so now we are done with the Wright cycle shop. I thought that's pretty cool. Look at this building. I think this is the home of the Wright brothers and their sister. And let's go check that out. Well, I guess of the whole Wright family, sorry. There's a nice play Greenfield Village has of the Wright brothers and their sister. Don't think I'm going to take the time to see it. I think it is finished, but this I did learn from that play. We watched it last year. This porch was built by the Wright brothers themselves. Orville and Wilbur Wright.
Here's Wilbur, 12 years of age. Orville, 8 years of age. And little sister Catherine, 4 years of age. This is their father and mother. Their father was a bishop in the United Brethren Church. He's the one who taught them to love learning and reading. Those are his books in the cabinet. That became their university as they read all of those books. This is their mother, Susan. Susan was the one that they inherited their mechanical skills from. She was the daughter of a coach builder, and she learned to use tools when she was very young. And she apparently passed that on to her boys. The mother could fix anything in the house. She built appliances for the kitchen. If they had problems with mechanical things, they would go to mother and not to father. But they both contributed a great deal to the character and integrity of the boys. Here's
Okay. It's neat to you gave a lot of cool info on the Wrights and their parents and family, and also told me something really cool, which I think I'm going to make into a geocaching photo challenge. There is a very famous photo of the Wrights sitting, and they happen to be sitting on these very steps. And so I'm going to make a challenge for people to sit on these steps and get their picture and to pretend to be right. Since most people like to be right instead of wrong, I think they'll like this challenge. So I'm going to get coordinates and a picture right now. Okay, well that was a lot of fun. Got to learn a little bit about the Wrights, as I said, and get some stuff for geocaching photo challenge. So let's see what else we can find. I hear some music. I think I'm going to go check out. Actually, I think I'm going to skip that music part. I am going over to the Edison at work part of Greenfield Village district. But before we do that, there is a Greenfield Village tintype studio. It's like where you can get your picture old-fashioned way. So let's do that. This studio was built in Greenfield Village in just one day. Designed to look like a small photographic studio in business in the 1870s and 1880s. Tells a lot of detail on that. That's a tintype. Instructions for beginning tintypist. That's a funny word. And you can get your picture here. So I think I'm going to create a geocaching photo challenge in which you need to get your picture in this tintype studio. It said really cool information on tintype business, and I'm creating a geocaching photo challenge. Yay! Okay, well that tintype studio was really fun, and I'm very excited about being able to create a geocaching photo challenge there. And yes, what is here? Of course, this is a statue of Thomas Alva Edison. It was commissioned in 1948, cast in 1949, and this was worked on in the last few months of Edison's life. Ford was a real admirer of Edison, and this right there is Edison's Menlo Park lab, which I'll try to go into soon. But also right here is a geocaching photo challenge that, you know, since I've been here many times before, I have photos and coordinates, and I have a lot of information already. I've been able to create a geocaching photo challenge here, so and you just get your picture with this statue. Several people have already not completed, but accepted it. But I thought, even though I'm not going to complete my own challenge, I might as well get my picture. Okay, I only have about 10 minutes before I need to be at a pre-designated spot for lunch, and so I don't think I'm going to do Edison right now. But I do think I'm going to go around the village green, which is that, and see some buildings. I think I might be able to do some of those. And here is a doctor's office from the Civil War period. Dr. Howard. I don't think I've ever been in here, which is really a pity after coming here 3 times in a week for the last decade. All those old-fashioned medicines and windows.
Hi. Did you have any questions?
Yeah, tell me about this building. I don't think I've ever been in here before.
Okay, well this is Dr. Howard's office, and Dr. Howard was a doctor probably about 1855 to 1883. Okay. Those are a couple of photographs of him, younger and older.
Okay.
He passed away. The family just padlocked this building and left it the way Dr. Howard left it. So that's how Henry Ford found it in the late 1920s. He found it just the way Dr. Howard. So 90% of our furnishings or our artifacts in here are original from that period.
Neat.
Dr. Howard grew and made his own medicines. So these are the medicines that you have in here, different types. He would have been considered, because he grew and made his own medicines, he could have been considered an apothecary. He pulled and filled teeth, so he could have been considered a dentist as well. And these are a few of the teeth over here. This is the instrument he would have used to do that with. No problem, come on in.
Neat.
Andrew, he's filming.
Don't worry, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, so those are the teeth and the instruments he would have used to do that with. And so you have different types of medicines up here, as you can see. Skunk cabbage is one of those things that didn't grow in his yard. So what he had to do was pick a lot of that and make huge barrels of it. So that's what you have back there.
So that's what was over there.
That's why those barrels are there, because those are things that didn't grow in his yard.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good.
That's good. Welcome to Dr. Howard's office.
This is cool.
Yeah, he passed away in 1883.
You had that fun?
Yeah. It was even
Well, that was awesome. As I said, I don't think I've ever been in here before. As I said, it's a real pity. Let's see what else we'll do next. Okay, well, I think I'm going to just head over to lunch where my parents have told me to meet them for lunch. But I think I'm going to close off this particular video right now because I'm like going to have so much footage at Greenfield Village. There's so much I haven't even visited yet and filmed yet. I'm definitely going to plan on doing that, but just can't squeeze that all into a few hours. So we're going to definitely be filming this afternoon, but as I said, I'm going to be closing off this video right now. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe above and comment below, like. Thank you for your support and watching these videos. I really do enjoy producing them. And be sure to check out my blog at www.historicalgeocaching.blogspot.com for links to the caches or challenges or anything I mention on these shows. I will have on there, as well as just about anything in history or geocaching oriented. And so, as I said, thank you for watching. This is Geocacher TN Photobug signing out. I'm having a blast through the past.